Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about winter wardrobe staples. So a lot of you really did enjoy my autumn staples video, which I'm really happy about. So I thought I'd put this one out now, just to inspire you guys in case you needed to add anything extra to your winter wardrobe before it gets super cold. So I'm going to get straight on into my, I think it's 5 staples that I have in my winter wardrobe. I'm obviously going to start with knitwear. As you know, I'm not a fan of wearing super chunky knits in the winter, just because I find with my body shape, I prefer to have a lot lighter weight fabrics that just kind of skim over my body and not add extra bulk. However, in winter, it just gets too cold sometimes and you do need to wear some chunky knitwear. So I'm just going to show you a few different pieces that I wear in winter, both chunky knits and finer gauge, kind of the best of both worlds really. Finer gauge knitwear, I would recommend this kind of piece. So I've got this one from La Redoute. It's a cashmere jumper. I got this with a half price voucher for my birthday, which is great. And that's one thing I would say. I would recommend, you know, signing up to newsletters on retailers. They will send you discount vouchers, discount codes. They'll send you, you know, 10%, 20% off on your birthday, sometimes 50% off on your birthday. And that's when you can really invest in higher price point items. So this was about £110 full price. Because I had the 50% discount off for my birthday, I got it for about maths £55. So this is something that I would wear in winter. It's very warm, it's cashmere, it's great quality, the colour's perfect for the kind of things that I have in my wardrobe. Similarly, I would also recommend getting a roll neck jumper. I like this because it's again cashmere. I got this from Oasis about 3 years ago. It's washed really well and lasted really well. I love this because I can layer this with dresses and other items, as well as wearing it on its own, sort of tucked into a skirt or something. So it's a really versatile piece, but because it's fine, it doesn't add extra bulk to me, but still keeps me warm because I layer it. So these are 2 great pieces. If you've got a bit of a body shape like mine and you don't like wearing super chunky knits, this kind of thing is still going to keep you warm and is great for winter. On the chunky knit side of things, I've got a few to show you. So I've got this white sweat knit piece from Topshop. So I got this last year. What I love about this is the vertical stripe. So because it's a little bit chunkier, having a horizontal stripe on this would not do me any justice whatsoever. But because it's a vertical stripe, it kind of slims me out. I love the fact that it's navy and it's quite a heavy duty knit. So it's a great piece for winter. Similarly, this piece from COS, because it has the voluminous sleeve. I love that kind of balloon sleeve that it's got. I don't know if you can see that very well there. The balloon sleeve. It's got a V-neck and it's got a speck in the knit. So all these things sort of add to the jumper, taking away a little bit of the attention of the fact that it's a chunkier knit, and it is going to add a little bit more bulk to me. I love the fact that it's got a V-neck, so it's a little bit more flattering because it is chunkier. This is 100% wool. It washes perfectly well. I got this last year and I'm still bringing it out for this year. This jumper from Topshop Boutique is a dark knit. You can see it's got the lines here and again here. They're just drawing a little bit of shape in, which is what I like about this jumper, because, you know, as I'm talking about bulk, anything on a jumper or on a garment that can kind of draw your eye elsewhere, create an illusion, all those kind of things, it's just more flattering. And then finally, if you watched my one of my hauls in the summer, you would have seen that I got this jumper from Finery London last in the summer for this season. So buying your items, buying items off season will give you better discounts if you can find your size and if there are the sales still going on. I got this for about £28 in the summer when I think the original price was about £60. So that was a great bargain. It's a great piece of knitwear. One of my favourite things about this jumper is, for me, it just adds that much needed pop of colour that I do need in my winter wardrobe, because it can be quite dark. So having that pop of pink, which is the colour that I've brought in to my winter wardrobe, is just perfect, just to add a bit of brightness and light into my otherwise quite dark wardrobe. Finally, if knitwear's not your thing, if you find it uncomfortable or bulky, don't forget about sweatshirts. Sweatshirts are a great versatile piece. There are lots of different types that you can have. This is a little bit more dressy. It's a sort of neoprene sweat. from French Connection. It's great in terms of wearing with grey and having a little bit more of a smart tailored look. But similarly, I have a black sweat that I've got from Topshop Boutique with a little choker detail on, so I'll insert a little link here so you can see it. And they're just great and versatile to wear in the winter. Act very similarly to knitwear. You can have a vest underneath and wear a sweatshirt and still be quite warm. So you know there are options for you if knitwear isn't really your thing. I go kind of from like my lighter weight bottoms into my heavyweight bottoms for winter. I mean, I probably still will wear my pleated skirts just with tights, but I do also wear shorter A-line skirts in heavy duty fabric. So these two are good examples. One is from Whistles and one is from COS. This I've had for a couple of years. It's a wool skirt. It's a great versatile A-line skirt. I wear it with so many things, and you can see how I could wear this with all the knitwear that I've just shown you. Similarly, this is a nice smart skirt for work. It's from Whistles. I got this in the sale this summer as well for about £40. It was down from, I can't remember how much, but it was quite expensive. So I was really pleased with that because I was looking for a smart black skirt. It's a very heavy fabric. So I'd wear both of these with black opaque tights, with boots or brogues, and for a little bit more of a winter look, because I do feel that actually some of my pleated skirts can look a little bit too transitional and lightweight for winter. If skirts aren't your thing, you can similarly wear trousers. So my choice of trousers tend to be not 100% full length. They all tend to have turned up bottoms. I've got this pair of trousers, for example, from ASOS White. So I love these because even though they're not full length, you can see they're like a wider sort of ovoid shape on the leg, and then if you can see here, they've got a nice texture on them. So it's just something a little bit different on my bottoms for winter. Darker, they tend to be darker based and a bit more heavy fabrics. These two are both from Topshop Boutique. They're both 100% wool. They again are just wider shapes, wider legs. They've got turned ups at the bottom. This is grey wool, and this has got a heritage check, which I really like because that's the kind of nod to the winter that I like to give. This is a very winter kind of print. You can wear tartan or, you know, pinstripe, any kind of printed bottom on a darker base would be great for this time of year. That said, I also tend to live in dresses at this time of year because I like to wear opaque tights with boots. So I have a few to show you here. A tunic dress can be your best friend in the winter. If it's a lighter fabric, it can also be carried on into spring, spring, summer and worn on its own. This is a little bit too heavy. It's a bit of a neoprene fabric from Finally London. I got this again in the summer for this time of year. I'll probably layer this with that grey polo neck I just showed you. So tunic dress is perfect for winter for layering. Similarly, just a little black dress. This is from COS. It's 100% wool. So again, going for that more premium fabric that will just keep you warm and last longer. It'll be of a bit of a slightly better quality that I can just keep bringing out season on season. This is a blank canvas, which I love. I can wear this with grey. I can wear this with boots and tights. I can throw a statement necklace onto this. It can go from day to evening. So a nice versatile dress. And then I've got this dress, which you've seen before. I have bought this in the summer, and it's been carried through into my wardrobe for winter. One, because I'm carrying the pink tone into this wardrobe, but also because I can wear this with tights and boots. So adding a pop of colour into my dresses, otherwise they'd all be very dark. We'll move on to coats, which is probably one of my favourite things for winter. I absolutely love buying coats or wearing coats in winter. So I've got 3 coats I've pulled out. 2 I've had since last season, and 1 was a gift for my birthday this year. So I'll start with that one because I think it's my favourite. It's this rose coat from COS, which I've shown you in my previous haul. Haven't worn it yet, still got the label on it because it's still too warm. So I'm still waiting to wear it, but it's this rose coat here. So it's just a lovely colour. I fell in love with the colour, and I love the oversized pockets of it. And what I like about it is the fact that because a lot of my clothing for winter is quite dark, this is just perfect to layer on the top of that and just to brighten out the whole outfit. So I can imagine wearing that black dress, for example, I've just shown you, with this. It just looked really nice and really quite chic. So this is definitely a coat that I will be living in this winter if it ever gets cold enough. Staple colours for me in terms of coats has to be camel. So I love a camel jacket. Now this is from And Other Stories. I got this last year. If you zip it up, it's an ovoid shape. You can see it's just got this chunky silver zip and it's got no collar, which I really, really like. I think it's a little bit more flattering again on my body shape to have this kind of coat that kind of looks like that when it's done up. It is again a really, really heavy quality fabric. It's such a heavy coat, I can feel my arm really hurting holding it up. It's a really heavy duty coat. It's just a fantastic piece. I'm really glad I bought it last year. I think they've actually redone it this year. So if you do fancy this coat, definitely check out another stories. And yeah, this is one I've bought in from last season. So a camel coat I think is great. Again, it just makes an outfit look quite chic. I think it's one of those colours that when you wear it either tonally or with sort of creams and beiges or black, you just look very put together. So yeah, definitely invest in a camel coat, I would say, a black coat. They're the kind of two colours that I would definitely invest in, and then I would personally move on to grey and navy and a colour. Maybe not all at the same time. I have been known for having a crazy coat like fetish, I guess. But yeah, definitely camel and black. And then finally, this black unlined coat, wool coat from Zara. So it's about 53% wool. Again, I got this last season, so it's just something I've brought in again from my last season's wardrobe. And it's a really great piece because it's a little bit lighter than those other two coats, which are quite heavy. So it's great to kind of wear either with a chunky knit, for example, when you don't want too much bulk, or it's great to wear when it's not super cold, but you kind of need something a little bit heavier than the lighter coats I showed you in my last video, but you don't need something as heavy as the coats I've just shown you. So it's kind of a nice in between. You can see how I justify buying all these coats, because I'm like, well, it's not that cold, but it's kind of cold, so I need a middle coat. So this is the middle coat, it's perfect. I remember how much it was, to be honest, but I don't think it was super expensive in terms of Zara prices, which is why I snapped it up last year. I think it was about £60. And it's just lasted really well. So this is something I've just brought in for this year. I won't be buying another black coat because this is the one I'll be wearing this year. I won't be buying another camel coat because I've got my other stories coat. And now I've got a pop of colour as well with the pink cos coat. So in terms of coats, I think I'm pretty much covered. Just an example, I do kind of like to think about how my clothes go together. So even if I am buying a coat or a dress and it's a different colour, I still want it to be all cohesive. As you know, I do like to dress tonally. And I've got a video showing a few outfits of tonally dressing, which basically means just wearing one colour in different tones. I think it looks quite chic. So an example here, as you can see, the cos coat really complements the finery dress quite nicely, I think. And I'll probably be wearing that look at some point. I can't finish off without talking about shoes. So you know I do like a chunky, ugly shoe, and I feel like in winter I can really get away with it. I think they just look so great with black tights or a rolled up hem on a trouser. So first two shoes I'm going to show you. If you'd watched again in my summer haul, I picked these up from Zara for about, I think it was like £12 or £15 or something like that, from £29.99. So these were bought in the summer expressly to hold on to and wear now, which I will be. These are the kind of shoes that I like to wear in the winter. And extra bonus is they've got this really great grip at the bottom, because you know I have the fear of falling over. So these are fantastic when it's a little bit icy. This kind of shoe, again, I live in during autumn, winter, and you can kind of see why and how they kind of go really nicely with what I've just shown you on the rail with black tights. Wearing a brogue and a flat brogue for me is pretty much standard uniform. And then just a smarter brogue. So if I don't want to be wearing boots all the time, having a smarter brogue in black, that I got these from Finery London, again in the sale in the summer for this time of year, are just perfect for a lot of my outfits in the winter. I don't tend to wear heels that much at all in this time of year. A lot of my boots and footwear tends to become a little bit more functional in the winter just because of the tricky weather conditions. I tend to wear sort of more fashion shoes in the office and then change and wear more functional shoes outside. So I've got this pair from Another Stories. They are really comfortable. I like the fact that they've got a rubber sole. I've got a low ankle, it cuts just below the ankle, which is actually quite flattering, and they're just really easy to throw on and run around in and feel very safe in. So a comfortable pair of you know, quite functional ankle boots, I think is a very sensible idea for winter. Similarly, I've got a really heavy duty pair of military boots. Now actually military boots are in at the moment, which is quite fortunate because I think I got these last year before the trend was too big, but now it seems to have really kind of taken off. These are from Vagabond, and I love these because they've really got a good tread on the sole. So if it's snowing, if it's really icy, if I'm visiting the wider family in Copenhagen, I would probably take these because they can kind of get through anything. They're great for going on a walk in and can actually look really stylish when styled up, you know, correctly. So I actually love these boots. I never thought I'd actually see myself wearing something like this, but they kind of work. And then finally you saw these boots in my last video. These are from Other Stories, and these are more of my fashion boots for winter. So these are the boots that I will be wearing with pretty much everything you see on here. They'll just go with everything. They're just very easy, great shape, not too high a heel, and they have got a nice rubber sole as well, so I feel quite secure in these. Because it is winter, we're going to be needing some accessories. So just adding scarves, hats and gloves is something that kind of goes without saying, I think, in a winter wardrobe, but just to flash you a few pieces that I've got. So it's no surprise that the scarves I've got are in camel and in black and in grey. These scarves make up my winter scarf collection, and as you can see again, they pretty much fit with every item I'd wear in the winter. So I've got a camel scarf, maybe if I'm wearing a black coat. This was from Topshop. I got this last year. I haven't worn it yet actually. Got this at the end of winter last year. This was £16. This black scarf here is gorgeous. It feels so soft. It's from COS, and it's just a great scarf. It was a little bit more expensive, but it's just the perfect quality. It feels super soft, and it washes really well. So I've had this for a couple of seasons now. And then this one is from Topshop, and again it was £16. I got this last year, and I've been living this one. You can see this one's a little bit more grubby. I've been living in this one. And when it comes to gloves, like, it's strange, I just don't spend any money on gloves. I literally go to Primark and get the £1 glove pack, or is it £2 now, with 2 pairs of these absolutely scraggly gloves. And the reason is I'm always on my phone. Like, I literally am always on my phone when I'm out. So I like them because I can kind of still tap through the screen with these on, and they're just really light and easy just to chuck into every sort of handbag I have. But I do have a nice leather pair actually that I got as a Christmas gift from my mother-in-law last year, which are really pretty. They're these, and they've got these cute bows on them. And they're just a nice glove. So, you know, if I have an occasion, or if I actually need to look half decent when it comes to my gloves, I wear these. But generally, it's like £2 from Primark. My other accessory for winter is just a standard beanie hat. Now, I've had this from H&M for about, I don't know how long, like forever. It's my favourite hat because it's just the perfect slouch. And I got one, a really chunky one from Monkey last winter, but it's really chunky. I think it's too chunky for me. Whereas this is just perfect. Like, when I put it on, I feel like it's just the perfect level of slouch. It's not too much at the back. It kind of fits my head quite nicely. I don't know what I'm doing here. And yeah, I think it looks quite okay. So I haven't found another hat like it. So until I find the perfect slouch hat, I'm just gonna keep wearing this. This is probably, I've had it for about 3 years now. But hey, it keeps me warm, it does the job. So yeah, this is my winter hat. Now I've got hat hair, I will just finish off by just rounding up what I've just talked about. So I hope that's been a little bit helpful for you, just kind of taking you through what's in my winter wardrobe and kind of my staples. You know, that's not to discount things like denim, which will always be a staple, paired back with your knitwear and your coats. Not to discount, you know, trainers. Again, for me, trainers, sneakers, they'll always be a staple in my wardrobe, but this is just kind of specific things that I do add in or have specifically for winter. It's heavier winter boots and brogues as opposed to some slip-on loafers, which I tend to live in. It's heavier winter coats as opposed to my duster jackets and my lighter weight jackets that I wear in autumn, winter and in spring, summer. It's thinking about my bottoms and what I'm going to wear my bottoms. Apart from denim, I'm going to wear sort of heavier fabric. So for me, it's more about what's in the fabrics for winter, how heavy they feel, how warm they're going to keep me. Nothing worse than the wind ripping through your trousers outside when you're so cold. So it's more about functionality, I think, in my winter wardrobe, as well as trying to look as stylish as I can. And in terms of jumpers and knitwear, wearing a sweatshirt and trying to find knitwear that's as flattering as possible on me and my shape, that will make me feel comfortable, make me feel warm, and not make me feel self-conscious and very, very boxy. Because if you've got a bigger bust and you're a bit more curvy, you carry your weight around here, it's quite difficult to find flattering knitwear. So I do tend to try and focus again on the fabric content of my knitwear. So try and get some cashmere mix, try and get 100% cashmere, try and purchase wool mix or 100% wool. They're the things that will keep you the warmest and sort of last the best if possible. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do let me know if there's anything I've glaringly missed from this winter wardrobe staples video. I hope you found it helpful, and any comments, do let me know down below in the comments bar, and do like the video if you've enjoyed it and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.